Hello, my esteemed audience. Today I'm so happy that I'm going to bring you to another episode of my edutainment channel, where I'm focused on informing and having a critique of the current books that we're taking in high school. I've just decided to open more channels so that I do not mix works to do with dances, singing, and life in general with the education. So from now onwards, you will be seeing me, edutainment will be focused towards education, and that is why I'll be discussing books, having the critique, analysis, and something to do with the English and literature. Now, today I'm talking about chapter 6, as I've informed you earlier. This is a quite interesting chapter, at the same time quite sad. Now, why should I say it's sad? Comrade Melusi's fate. This is a chapter that is bringing us to Banjul when the summit is opening. Now, when the summit opens, the security is quite tight and nothing is left at chance. Now, you can see Comrade Melusi struggling to explain to the youth or the young man that is in charge of security. Now, he has been stopped, and the man is complains that you are making the line not move. And why is that happening? This is happening because he's carrying a needle that is considered a threat, a potential threat. Now, Comrade Melusi insists that he cannot survive a minute without this needle because he has to inject himself when need be. Now, the young man trusts him because he says, the more you talk, the more I trust you. Then he allows Comrade Melusi to go in with the needle. Now, everywhere, when we look at the text, the author takes us back to a flashback so that we understand why is Melusi, Comrade Melusi here. Now, we are told that Melusi is in Taminuka restaurant. Now, Comrade Melusi is meeting Tad Longway and they're having lunch. The only customers in the country are the two. Why? It's because the country is facing a hurdle. The economic times are just quite harsh. Maybe some people would say the current Kenyan situation, if I'm not wrong. Now, Comrade Melusi highlights on the struggles of independence, but that is after Zimbabwe has had leadership crisis. Now, when you read this book, you realize that the leaders decide to weaken the opposition and strengthen the supporters. The government plans to incriminate evidence in opposition leaders and imprison them. Now, Comrade Melusi has his taste in this. Now, when we listen to what he's telling Tad Longway, he says that the current leader has had various militia groups, or we may call them groups that are working for him to destroy the opposition. The new ruler betrays the Ndebele folk and, serves the Shona only. We have a group known as Kukurahundi. This group is used to retaliate. Mechanisms used here are to retaliate, and therefore some people are killed while others are spared. Now, Comrade Melusi and Tad Longway meet again and decide to try and have a traditional cuisine. The traditional cuisine is quite interesting. Now, Comrade Melusi tells us that he has branded the new ruler the bomber. Why is he branding him a bomber? It's because of the killings that he is conducting in his country. Now, Comrade Melusi confesses that he was a bit naive when he got into politics, and as a result of that, he led an opposition group known as the NIP, and in the process, the party fronted the presidency seat. But they lost it. Why did they lose it in the first place? It's out of betrayal. They betrayed each other during the elections, and therefore they had to offer the chance to the opposition party to pass as they fail. Now, due to the economic crisis in the country, the government fails to shield the people against the calamities of droughts and many others. We have international bodies trying to revive the country, and that is why you see, Zimbabwe's economy is quite futile at the moment. If you read the book, you will realize that you will see the troubles the Zimbabwean people are facing. There is some adamancy in uniting, and they cannot achieve any common goal because people are greedy and they aim to, benefit themselves and let others suffer. Now, when you look at the book, you'll see that the country is ravaging in poverty and inflation is quite high. Now, we also see that we have Mramba Tsivina, a group that is also used to demolish and evict the citizens so that their future is at stake. Some people now do not even care. They wish they die. Now, the Mramba Tsivina was ironically used by the leader to eliminate diseases. But what is it doing? It is causing a lot of crime in the country. Now, if you look at this book, you will see enough thematic concerns such as bad governance, because like a leader who decides to demolish where people run businesses, that is quite, bad. And when you look at page 82 again, you realize that because of the summit, there's no water for the slum dwellers. Now, then you can see that the rulers retain presidency, and then they begin to attack the opposition. They are not ready to rule as they should. That is page 93 to 95. Again, you will see poverty because we have slums, we have people who cannot afford food, and even when you look at Melusi himself, he is quite happy that the Third Longway has offered him a chance to eat from the cuisine. Now we have the situation where we have greed and hunger for power. That is why the opposition could never succeed. They were fighting against themselves. So when you page 88, 91, and 95 will show us much about the Shona and the Ndebele people in Zimbabwe. And we have ethnic intolerance that it happens with the leader. We have suffering of the people, beginning with Melusi, who has diabetes. And we have a betrayal, conflict, disillusionment. Now, we will have another session to discuss the the stylistic devices and the other, like the roles of characters, and possibly any other potential matters that come in this chapter. Bye bye.